What's going on, it's boy JT, and welcome back to another episode of South Stand Signings. The series, of course, we go through everything happening in and around the world of Leeds United and have a little talk about it. And today is a little late one. We're going to be going around all of the stories of today because it is the first day of the week and there is a lot to talk about. Leeds United's first story surrounds Mr. Sam Greenwood, who is expected to be a permanent departure away from the club, or make a permanent departure away from the club this year for around £3 to £4 million, helping Leeds United's PSR pursuits moving forward. Ironically enough, the last player we actually sold on a permanent basis was this man here, Mr. Rasmus Christensen, a hot minute ago. So very, very interesting. But Leeds United are preparing to sell Sam Greenwood. But let's move swiftly on. Leeds United are also in the race, leading the race to sign City A striker. This is according to a print edition of Gazzetta dello Sport, as relayed by Sports Witness. Leeds United are the front runners and are apparently very, very close to signing Taremi from Inter Milan. The other club that are a big suitor of Taremi, and the other club that are looking likely to potentially land him is Fulham, who are in the race for his signature. But this is very interesting considering Leeds' top striking target is still Rodrigo Muniz from Fulham. So maybe we let them get Taremi and then take Muniz. But then we could be stuck in a Newcastle situation where they let Liverpool take Ekitike and then they still wanted to keep, take Isak as well. A little bit different, but we could give them Taremi and then still lose out on Muniz. So it's a very interesting one, but Leeds United are the front runners and there is progress being made to that, but it does seem like Leeds are still looking at other strikers. One of them, which broke earlier today, which was very disappointing, was Callum Owendo, who has rejected a move to Leeds United. Apparently, he has got a plethora of other Premier League clubs who are interested in him, who are making offers for him, and the Leeds United offer was not sweet enough. One player, on the other hand, who did deem the Leeds United offer to be sweet enough was Bilal El Khannous, who had a pretty damn good game yesterday against Sheffield Wednesday. I was actually watching that game, funnily enough, just for the fun of it, because it was actually 17 to 1, probably like 14 to 1, some crazy odds on Sheffield Wednesday to win because of their injury-depleted squad, or injury-ravaged squad, should I say. They went 1-0 up. Could have made some good money on that if you put money on it. But El Khannous was the man to break those fortunes on the other hand, creating 2 goals from set pieces. The second one from the corner was an exquisite corner into the box. And it has definitely increased the likelihood of other clubs coming in for him, and definitely increased the money Leeds would have to spend. Now, one other club who were interested, who have marked their interest as of this morning, are Newcastle, who have a reported very strong interest in LCFC attacking midfielder Bilal El Khannous and are looking at a possible deal. El Khannous has a release clause and is also attracting interest from other Premier League clubs, including Leeds this window. This was coming by way of John Percy from The Telegraph. Now, how much is that release clause actually meant to be? Apparently, Leeds, we were not actually given the clear amount, and Leeds weren't given the clear amount on what the release clause actually is. We were sat here, I was definitely believing it was around the £25 million range. And now, apparently, according to Sacha Tavolieri, his global release clause is expected to be £29 million. The fee is still waiting to be confirmed and potentially increased by additional taxes. That is to be confirmed by the FA. Newcastle now discussing internally about the man himself. Very, very dangerous news. You don't want Newcastle sniffing around your targets with the summer they've had, because they will bite the bullet on one of these guys. Hopefully, El Khannous is not that man, because Leeds need him big time. We need that midfield acquisition like nobody's business. So I hope they don't get him, because Leeds really, really need him. But that is one that is definitely changed the complexion of this week for Leeds fans. Now, speaking of changing the complexion for Leeds fans, we're sat there talking about all these top strikers across the continent we could be going for. And apparently, we might be going for someone back from the Championship, because Leeds United are apparently set to rival Burnley in a bid for Joshua Sargent once again. That's right, the saga of Sargent carries on again and again. For me, he is not much of an upgrade on Joel Perreault. We've been through this left, right, centre, round the roundabout, down the M25, back again. and he's still being linked to us. This is once again being relayed by Team Talk. Apparently, Leeds United and Burnley are about to face off in a bidding war for him. I hope this isn't the case. I hope Leeds have other options, because for me, this one is one we could have got done months ago if we really were keen on it. So I don't understand this at all, but Leeds are apparently back in for Josh Sargent. Now, in slightly more exciting news, Leeds United hold interest in Liverpool star. Which Liverpool star in question? It is Kostas Tsimikas. Leeds obviously signed Gabriel Goodmanson as our starting left back, and he does look like one heck of a left back, although Tsimikas would be a pretty big upgrade on that, if I do say so myself. Real top draw player is Tsimikas. Now, the reason Leeds are being linked with him is because they of course signed Kirkes, who had a phenomenal game despite the fact Palace beat Liverpool in that final. Now, as a result of that, Tsimikas is a bit uncertain as to how he's going to get into that Liverpool side. According to the Liverpool Echo, Leeds are one of a few clubs monitoring the situation of Tsimikas. According to the report, Leeds United and Nottingham Forest could move in for the fullback within the coming weeks, and if we were to, we'd have to move pretty quickly. But what a huge signing that could be for Leeds if we could get Kostas Tsimikas. You wouldn't even be looking at a bad backup for Goodmanson anymore. You'd be looking at a starting left back. He missed the Community Shield game completely, and there are definitely questions flying around this, as Andy Robertson was favoured as the backup left back over Tsimikas, which means you could see him departing, and Leeds could, and if they can, or if the option's there, should pounce on this majorly, because he is one heck of a left back. Now, one player Leeds won't be able to pounce on is West Ham United's latest target in the transfer window, Mateus Fernandes, who Leeds United were monitoring for quite some time. West Ham are now set to sign him, or set to make some big movements to sign him, and have tabled an opening bid for him. So it does seem like, unless if Leeds want to get in a fat transfer battle again, we are going to miss out on yet another target. Speaking of targets, the latest target we are going to be talking about today is Dovbyk. Dovbyk has been scouted by Leeds United for a little bit of a while now. Of course, we have been very interested in signing him, and we have now sent scouts to watch him in their latest game at Everton's brand new stadium, which I was hoping we'd actually be playing in the opening game of the season. Unfortunately, it is a home game at Ellen Road instead, because I would want to play the first game in that new stadium. It would be pretty cool, but it is confirmed now that Leeds have sent scouts over to watch him in this match. Will they pay the £30 million that Roma want for him? That is yet to be discussed. I think we will find out some more stories on this in the coming week, because it is the week before the season starts. So I expect transfer business to pick up rapidly this week. Now, Leeds United's other target that we have also been looking at a little bit is James McAtee, but that one, once again, is off the table, as he is set for a Nottingham Forest move, so we can move swiftly on. And finally, once more, Leeds are getting strong links back for Calvin Phillips, because Man City do want to get rid of him and have decided to part ways with him. Whether it means paying him out, doesn't really matter. They are getting him gone this summer. So Leeds are back being linked with Calvin Phillips. Will this actually materialise into something? Your guess is as good as mine. So let me know what you guys think about all of these stories, though, down in the comment section down below. For now, though, I will see you very, very soon. Au revoir, my brothers and my sisters.